Okay, hello everybody. My name is Dan Jones. I'm with Jones Business Management and Growth Consultants, and we focus on helping small businesses, primarily lawn and landscaping businesses, in growing, optimizing, and succeeding. And today, what we are going to talk about are five simple tweaks to get more landscaping clients without spending a fortune. This is a topic we've covered in a different variety of ways, and today I'm just going to cover like five really just inexpensive things that you can do to optimize your marketing and branding for your business. Okay. The goal is always to attract the right type clients and kind of repel the clients that are tire kickers or cheap, that you really don't want. Um, so one of the ways that you do this is in the way that you present your business to the public, and then also who you ask to help you present your business to the public. So we are going to do this in a slide presentation. And if you'll just bear with me a second, if there are any questions, I do ask you just to leave them in the chat, and I will try and get to them at the end of the meeting. I will try and keep an eye on them. And okay, so here we go. We are going to we'll start here. Okay, so as I said, there's five simple tweaks to get more landscaping clients without spending a fortune. You're a small business, maybe a growing business, but you don't want to have to overspend or spend in inappropriate areas for your marketing. You want to make sure that everything that you are doing gets you the best results possible. Okay, so what are you going to do? Number one, you're going to optimize your Google business profile. Hopefully, you have a Google business profile. If you don't, please get one. Now, I do know that a number of people that I speak with will encounter issues with it. There is address verification if you're setting it up. You want to make sure that you keep an eye out for the postcard that comes in, or whichever way they say that they're going to verify who you are, and then follow the instructions with it. Once you've got it set up, you want to always make sure that your information is accurate. Your hours, right? The hours that you take phone calls, the hours that you're operating, the days of the week that you operate. Also, any photos that you can, from your business. You want to add geotagged photos of recent jobs. So posting regularly, which is in the bottom down there, post updates and pics regularly, is really key to Google recognizing that you are an active and a growing concern. And then by geotagging it, people are more likely to find you in the area that they live, that you work, because they're searching for that stuff. And then you want to always ask happy clients for reviews right after service. One of the things that I always suggest is, like I suggest to the people that I work with, to be on Jobber. But whatever system you use on your invoices, have a link there to your Google review. Okay. And, so you ask people, you can send out an email or a text for it immediately after service, but you also want to have it on other materials that you're giving to people, constantly in front of them. And it's not bad to go ahead and remind people every couple of months if you've got long-term maintenance contracts and they haven't left you a review. It's I wouldn't bother them every week, but to have like every 3 months, hey, Mrs. Smith still hasn't. Hey, Mrs. Smith, were you still, interested in giving me a review? I'd really appreciate it. It's okay to follow up with people on that. And as more reviews come in, you look more legitimate to your clients, but it also helps Google to recognize again that you are still an active and a growing concern as a business. Route density door hangers. Okay. So door hangers are a great way to increase your business. There are some people that I've seen commenting lately saying that it's not working for them. I'm not sure what they're doing wrong. They're not mentees of mine. When I'm hearing this, I'm seeing it in groups or just in conversations. But there are still a lot of people, including people that I'm working with, who say that they put out the flyers and the door hangers and they're getting calls. So route density door hangers, Phil Rescher, who was on our webinar a couple months back, called it the cloverleaf, right? So you go like five one direction, five the other from any place that you're doing work. I typically would do, to the right five houses, across the street all the way out, and then five houses to the left. So I'd hit, 15 to 20 houses every time that we were focusing on that. What would I do? So I had a calendar and a map of like when certain neighborhoods that I do work in for my maintenance, flyers were done and what, clover leaves were done in there. And then every 3 months, I would just go back and do them again. And additionally, I would, do the rest of the neighborhood also if we had the time to do it. Not on that visit, but just spend a day to go out there, a couple people, and just paper the neighborhood with those. They work really well. Um, you want to mention on those if you can. We're working nearby, so that you're not having to change, or have different types of door hangers. You could have like a stamp that you just stamp the ones that are near where you're working. When you're going to put them out. And that way your door hangers for just normal door hanger, they're the same, but they don't have that on it. And you want to have like a QR code or a website for easy contact. If you have a website or a QR code on there, don't take them to a busy web page. Okay. Take them to a web page that discusses one, two at the tops services that you're providing. Okay. You don't want people to get bogged down. I always suggest maintenance. Because maintenance is your bread and butter. You're not going to get rich on it. You can do well if you price it right and you've got your efficiencies down. But usually you make more money on the other jobs. But by having the maintenance customers, you now have a base to which to market all those other higher paying, more profitable jobs. So have a landing page, not your whole web page that they go to, but a landing page that takes them there with a simple description and a call to action, like call me or, message me for, a quote or whatever. Okay. Referral scripts that actually work. You want to have a pattern. I talk about this in, when it comes to like rebuttals when you're trying to close a landscaping job and people have questions or they have an objection to have a pattern. You also want to have a pattern, something scripted, to just when you follow up or end a conversation with somebody after they're happy with work, to ask them for a referral, to ask them if they know anybody. And you want to ask for something specific. You don't want to say, well, if you know anybody that might be interested, just let me know, or let them know. That's People are going to forget that. But hey, Mr. Smith, is there anybody in the neighborhood that's also looking for this type work? Now you're asking a specific question, and then they're giving you a name. And then you can say, would you be willing to call and see if I can go meet with them? Right. And, try and get it done. You can offer simple incentives. Uh, it doesn't need to be over the top. You could offer, 10% off your next mow, 25%, whatever. You can give a free upgrade on service. It's, the sky's the limit. You don't need to go broke. People appreciate it. Um, I used to joke that, for every 10 referrals, I was going to do like the coffee cards, you buy 10 cups of coffee and you get a free cup of coffee. I was saying for every 10 referrals, you get a free lawn mow. That's not really going to work, but 10 to 20% off a mow, half off a mow. And what's that really costing you? If your margins are right and you give 50% off a mow, you're still covering all your expenses. It's not any money out of your pocket. It's a little bit of profit, but now you've gotten a new customer. Okay. And now you've got that new client, and all it cost you was just the bottom part, okay, the net profit part of one mow. You could do that all day, okay, and grow your business that way. And you want to make it easy for people to share info. One of the things that we've got now is like these door hangers with a business card on the bottom, right? And so one of the things that you can do, somebody calls you, they have you do the work, they show you the door hanger. You're like, hey, that business card, can you share it with somebody? Is it, do you know somebody? Okay, would you be willing to give them that card? So, but you want to make it easy for them to give that information. Always have extra cards in your truck, and a couple on your person also. Signage strategy that works. So yard signs for high visibility jobs. A job where uh, there's high traffic going by it, okay, or you're really doing major work. You want to have yard signs out there. One of the other things that I would do is I would rotate yard signs on my premium properties. Now, not the people, the people that were just paying me for a basic mow, edge, weed eat and blow. I would never put a sign, but I would go, hey, Mr. Jones, is it okay if I put a sign here for the next 10 days? Yeah, sure. Okay, put that sign in right then and there. And remember, though, that 10th day, you come and pick it up. But when you come pick it up, already have another person, hey, Mr. Bedelia, can I put this in and move it to that other premium property? And you can rotate those signs. You don't need a lot, okay? And then you also want to make sure that any landscaping jobs that you do, anything where people can see that renovation is being done, that a sign's out there. And you should include it in the scope of your agreement during the time, that this work is completed and for X number of days after, a sign will be out there as, and people rarely balk. If they do, you can always just take it out of the contract, but most people are fine, especially if you do good work with putting up a sign. Okay. Truck magnets. This is really just so basic. Some people want to wrap their vehicles. That's fine if you got the money. I, don't think that it's totally necessary. But magnets on your truck with the name of your company, maybe one or two services if it's not going to clutter it, and a way for them to contact you, a phone number. Because look, when people are driving by you at 25 miles an hour down a city street, they don't have time to read a lot. Okay. You just want to grab their attention. They're driving by when you're doing work. You don't have a yard sign out there, but they see a magnet on your truck. They want to be able to either remember that number quickly or stop and just jot it down. And you want to have consistency across your branding. And what does that mean? It means that if you've got a logo, that logo needs to be the same everywhere so people aren't confused. If you have a name for your business, it needs to be the same everywhere so people aren't confused. I really, it used to crack me up. There was this guy and he hand painted his sign and he put it on the back of his utility trailer. And it it didn't even match the name of his company. He had changed, just a little because he got tired of painting or he was going to run out of paint or whatever. He'd abbreviated some stuff, but it lost the branding sense. You want to make sure that there's consistency across your brand. People will start to trust you. People see your name frequently enough, okay? And then that just builds trust, especially, if they see, like if you're in a neighborhood where you've got good route density and they see you in there regularly and always working, it builds trust. Then when they need somebody, they're thinking, oh yeah, well, John down the street's using that company, and so is Bill and Mary, and so let me go get the number from them. Okay. I want to remind everybody, Jones Branding and Growth, it's a division of my company. We can help you with a wide range of marketing materials for your business. We can help you create a logo that doesn't look like one of these cheap logos that people are selling on the internet. It's going to be designed specifically for you. But even if you have a logo, we can custom design your door hangers, business cards, yarn signs that actually convert and not this cluttered stuff. It looks clean, it's professionally made. Our business cards are two-sided, our door hangers are two-sided. We do yard signs, truck magnets. We also do, tchotchkes, like promotional material. So if there's anything that you're interested in, you can comment branding if you're on YouTube or if you're on the Facebook group, just go ahead and reach out to me after this. We additionally can create marketing plans that are tailored to your specific market, where you are, what the changes are in your environment seasonally so that we can create programs for you to market to your existing clients and new clients, even in the winter, so that you can generate some money with certain tasks that are available there. We're going to help position your business so clients choose you, even at higher prices. We are a one shop. We've got, uh, designers on staff, and printing is, done through our organization also, and the prices are pretty reasonable. So if you're interested, just go ahead and, like I said, comment branding if you're on YouTube, and I'll get in touch with you. And if you're in the group, just reach out to me after. Okay, your social proof on autopilot. So you want to text a review link after every job. I mean, it's got to be, it's just got to be part of the system. I talk about systems and processes and the flow and, so how things go. Okay, job is done, invoice is sent, review link is sent. Okay. Any warranty work or follow-up materials that need to be sent, all your good reviews, you want to have screenshots of them. You want to post this stuff on social media. You want to be able to put it on, um, Facebook posts. Also, when people ask, do you have any referrals? You just have the stuff readily available in a file that you can just go ahead and send them the more recent ones. And you also want to showcase those reviews in quotes on your flyer and your website. Okay. So that's it. Quick wins that you can start today. Optimize your Google business profile. You want to target neighbor homes with door hangers for easy wins. You want to ask for referrals and reward them. And like I said, those rewards don't need to break the bank, but they're appreciated by the client. Use smart signage to build your brand awareness. You're going to leverage social proof. And let's just remember that success is a series of small, smart moves. Start stacking yours today. And, finally, I just want to say if you want help building a real landscaping business, I have over 20 years experience with mine, over 30 years in business, and I've been helping other landscapers for the last several years. I do one-on-one mentorship. It's not built to break the bank. I make it easy to afford, but you will see growth in your pricing, in your marketing, in your confidence in the business to be able to step away from your employees and into the role of doing what is really important to you, which is servicing your business. Something I'd like people to remember, your client is not the person that you're out mowing for. It's not the person whose mulch you're changing. It's not the person who you're doing a landscaping job for. Ultimately, your client is your business. And the people that need mowing and mulching and landscaping, they are the clients of the business. And if you service your business, if that's your mindset to serve your business, then your business will serve your needs. It will grow and you will be able to start having the life that you want. So if you are interested in mentorship, I have, the ability to take on some people. You can comment mentor here in the YouTube. Or you can reach out to me at danjonesconsulting.com. You can find a link to my website in the description for this video and for my page. And folks, thank you very much. I just want to see if there are any questions. So bear with me just a moment. No, looks like we're fine. Okay, so folks, thank you very much um, for spending some time with me. I hope that this was helpful. If you have other questions, feel free to reach out to me, and I would be more than happy to, give you my 2 cents. Okay.